Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Farm Sim. Tonight I really wasn't going to record another video. I did do the um, little farming video this morning. Hopefully it should be up by now. But I've been receiving comments, basically on I how I get my joysticks to work. Um, and this is really one of them answers that I can just kind of lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink type of deal. I will, in the link or in the description box below, post a link that will exactly show you what to do. It's just a matter of you doing it. Because I mean, I could show you what my joysticks do, but it's not going to help you. What you've got to do is you got to look at this link that, like I said, I'll put in the description and read through it. Because as weird as this game is, and in the end, if I remember, I'll exit out of the game, go into my controllers, controls, and I'll let you look at it, but it's not going to do you any good because it's going to tell you axis 1, that type of deal. If you have problems, refer back to my video that was meant, and I had sent it in an email to Logitech. It was, I think, one of the first, if not the first video that I did when I moved into my new house. I don't remember the name of it. I do know I had a mod review right after it, and I believe it was the video after Bill's T-Max, the multiplayer, the first multiplayer that I did with Bill's D-Max. So just check in my videos, and maybe 3 weeks ago, I want to say, yeah, it shows you my setup at that time, and how my joysticks actually function. But the main thing that you need to know is about, if you get the Logitechs, is getting the throttle, which is in back of the joystick, zeroed. And that's what I found to be my issue, was they were not zeroed properly. So after getting all that done and said and done with, like I said, I wasn't really going to record a video tonight, but I figured, why not? I'll get some of these logs into a truck here, and being multiplayer, the times that you pick up 2 logs is very, very rare, so I'm going to be very, very gentle with these 2, because they do not like to stay in your boom. Oh, we overshot it. And I do know that I gave the link to Bill's T-Max the other day, and he doesn't have the joysticks. I don't know if he was looking at getting them, whatever. But yeah, he understood right off the bat. He saved the link, and it's not a hard link to look for. It's just a Google search, and I believe it's the first one that comes up. It's right on, it's like a mod site. I think it was FSUK or something like that, and what it was a post in the forums. And you know, he tells you basically the controls of the game, such as front loader arm up, and he tells you that would be boom up or whatever it is, and he's got a little diagram underneath. So you got front loader up in the actual controller options. That's what it's going to tell you is the function, and he breaks it down to let you know what it is, like boom up, or front loader arm down would be boom down. Okay, so then you're going to look at his little diagram, which is going to be up your joystick. So he's going to have 2 joysticks in front of you basically, on a piece of paper or whatever he did off Microsoft Paint, and it basically he has the 4 functions of the joystick right in front of you that he did, like I said, in Paint or whatever the heck it was called. And the directions, son of a gun, the directions that he is showing you with the arrows is actually which way you're going to twist your joystick or push it or whatever. And then he's got little buttons that tell you, you know, you can bind to any key. For me, I've got mine. If you had one of these joysticks, it would be 4 and 3. Okay, so on my left hand, 4 and 3. 3 turns to the left, 4 turns to the right. Okay, on my right joystick, 3 closes my grapple, 4 opens it. Okay, and then you've got little, I don't know what you want to call them, a joystick, little axis rocker at the top of your switch. I've got mine set to forward, reverse, that type of deal, just like that. And then your steering. Okay, and then if you want to get more complicated on the left stick, I've got my, say we were in the Ponze Scorpion, right in front of the claw here. I got my head turn on would be number 1, so that would be on top of my thumb. And then my change length would be on 2. And you know, it's just, you've got, on the far left side of the joystick, you've got 1 and 3. Then on the far right, you've got 2 and 4. So it's all about the binding. That's really all it is. And at first, it did take me a little bit, but after playing with them a couple times and going from a controller to a joystick, I mean, I can do it in less than 2 minutes now. It's not a hard thing at all. But you're gonna want to play with it the way that he has it all marked in at first, because he doesn't tell you to set up the Ponze Scorpion again. He doesn't tell you to set up the header to the cut length to be on button 2 of the left stick. You know, that's one of them deals where you got to go into the settings, look at the button. I believe the button to turn to switch the cut length is O or something like that. So I found that in the settings and I bound it to that key. And then the cut to length is whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them deals where it does take a little bit of time, the initial time, to get things the way you wanted to get them. And the best, absolute best advice that I can give you is, once you get it all bound to the way you want it and not inverted, like the template that the guy gives is very, very good. It gets you right in the path that you need to be in. But it is not comfortable for me to play with like that. You know, I'm used to Caterpillar controls, where some people are used to John Deere controls. So he had his set to whatever, and it was not efficient for me. You know, I was kind of struggling with it. So after I got the basics down and I understood what the functions that he had marked down on the list were, I changed them to my own settings. You know, I mean, it's like I said, it's not really rocket science. It's just sitting down and taking the time to learn what he's trying to explain. And like I said, oops, that guy's a lot longer than it should be. The first time is the hardest. That's really my biggest pet peeve. It's going to take you a little bit to understand, and maybe it won't after I explain this video. I hope it makes it somewhat simpler, but that forum post is a huge lifesaver. Without that, I mean, I wouldn't have even known where to begin. So I will definitely post that link for those of you who are struggling with that. Jump out of here real quick, pull that poor rig forward. Alright. And for those of you who are having problems with your computer per se, registering two joysticks, that is a problem all in its own. These joysticks supposedly are not meant to be bound to the same computer at one time, like in that video like I'm talking about that I made there a little bit ago. When I first moved into my new place and was getting everything all set up, my joysticks were not being recognized by my computer. You know, one joystick was being recognized and one alone. So I went into calibrate each stick individually, and like I said, say the right stick was the only one being registered, so each time I'd go into each one of these files, and there was two different files that did show up each time, but that file would only be registered to the one stick, no matter if you went to one or the other. And what I did find out to be in my case was that my throttles were not zeroed. And like I said, my throttle, I mean the little flipper on the back of the stick if you're using the Logitech Pro. So that is definitely something to look into. And yeah, I mean, I think it's just a plus or a minus deal on mine. And it's got to be directly in the middle of both. And when you go into your calibration screen, it will show you that little flipper, and it will show you if it's zeroed or not. If it's not zeroed, it will not register for some reason. I don't know what it has to do with anything, but I'm guessing it's like a key always being pressed. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. The link will not steer you wrong if you understand it. And if I can understand it, I don't think all that many of you will have that big of a deal with it. So and if you guys have any other questions, you know, about it, shoot me a link. But like I said, if I do a real in-depth review or how to, it's not going to help you at all. I mean, what my computer says and what my game settings say are not going to be what your game settings say. If they do, I you know, every computer is different. Everything like that's going to be different. And like I said, I got mine in such a confusing way to work and it didn't take a genius to get it to work either. You know what I'm saying? It's very very simplistic if you just follow that FS UK forum post, and then you make it work for you. If you're used to equipment, if you're used to a certain flight sim game, and you think this control should do this, that's what you do. Very easy. And then enjoy it. Because it is a blast to play. Even when it's as laggy and not realistic as it really has been in the past couple videos. I don't know why, but really have not been all that impressed with what has been going on. I think something's going on with the server again. I know we had a couple good weeks with it after we found out that the server was outdated, but since then it's kinda went back to its old wonky self, so I don't know. But it's definitely playable. I mean, I'm still enjoying it. We have had it shut down quite a few times. Actually, this morning I was planning on playing on here, getting some of these logs up and into this pile, and it was shut down for no apparent reason, I guess. No, Landy had messaged me, but I was busy earlier, so. And now he's gone, so I started to play on it there. Was getting ready to make a little video for y'all, and it shut down again, just right out of the blue. Lost connection to the server. So far tonight it's been alright. Just for the occasional lag here, and I definitely not getting enough frame rate to drive this truck down to the loading dock, so at a sell point, but I figure we might as well do a little load, and this is a lot slower than I normally can load, but like I said, it's just not as smooth tonight for some reason. Alright, I think we'll end it right there, fellas. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope that we'll kind of clear up some of the comments about it. I mean, it is a very useful tool. I guess we could have put a couple more in here, but I'll let some other guys take it. Planned on filling up that man truck tonight too, but it's just a little bit too framey. I don't understand. But either way, we got a full load of logs. We got a little dent in the pile there, and I think we're gonna end her. Before I do, as weird as it is, I know our landing's over there, and I have had a lot of logs. This surprisingly has been the most stable log support or log frame, whatever you want to do or call it. So far, this has been the way to stack logs. I just wanted to make a little note of that in the end. You can see how jittery my it's not there tonight. But yeah, for some reason I do have one log at the bottom that does glitch out, and it glitches over and then comes back, but it does not move the pile. The pile is pretty much all intact in here, and it's got nowhere to go. So I did want to just make a quick note of that for you guys. Basically every other stack that I've showed you guys that I've had good luck with has ended up failing, except for the ones on the hill. If you have a hill, you have two say dummy braces, kind of like these guys at the bottom of the hill, and you stack in between, stack in between, stack in between. You have no issues like that either. So I don't know if it's just these fields, if they support them somehow, whatever, but this is a good way to stack them also. So alright guys, I don't mean to drag it on any more than it needs to here, but I hope you understand, and have a good night.